on a Friday night from McMorran Arena in Port Huron, Michigan. This is Danbury Hat-Tricks Hockey, and it starts right now on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network. Hello again, Hat-Tricks fans. Doug Latuca with you for tonight and the rest of the weekend as the Hat-Tricks play two here in Port Huron, Michigan. For the first time, the Danbury Hat-Tricks and the Port Huron Prowlers play each other. Both of these teams jockeying for position in the Empire Division. The Prowlers come in tonight playing two more games than the Hat-Tricks. 4 points up on Danbury in the standings with 18, a record of 4 regulation wins, 6 regulation losses, and then 2 losses in overtime and 2 wins in overtime or a shootout. As for the Hat-Tricks, 4th place in the Empire Division, they have 3 regulation wins, 1 victory coming in a shootout against Binghamton. 5 regulation losses, including the defeat a couple days ago in Binghamton on Thanksgiving Eve, which we will touch on in just a bit, and 3 defeats in overtime. First time these two are meeting up. It's been quite a trip for the Hat-Tricks. Started on Wednesday afternoon, took the 4-hour trip up to Binghamton, New York. Danbury fought hard in a 3-2 loss against the Black Bears. Hat-Tricks were attempting to win back-to-back games for the first time this season. They haven't done it tonight. Game 13 out of 56 on the season. Caden Henry dominated the first period, scored 2 goals for the Black Bears, but then the Hat-Tricks started to crawl back with a power play goal off the stick of Vadim Frolov. Tyson Kirkby had the almost immediate answer for Binghamton 20 seconds after the Hat-Tricks had brought the game within 1. It was Tyson Kirkby who had regained Binghamton's 2-goal advantage, but Danbury persistent on that ensuing delay of game penalty following the challenge. Hat-Tricks challenging that Kirkby goal. Well, they get the call to go in their favor. They get something to go in their favor. The call did not. It was 3-1. Then a shorthanded goal. It was Gleb Van Durken who had started the play. Took a shot from the slot. Grazed off the backside of Chase Harwell, who was screening Connor McInanima into the back of the net. Shorthanded goal for Harwell, who was all over the score sheet, had the Gordie Howe hat-trick. And the Hat-Tricks are without Chase Harwell tonight, a big loss for Danbury. Harwell, the team leader in power play and shorthanded goals, and tied for the team lead in goals and points this season. The gritty and skilled winger who was out there with Ruiz and Ratcliffe in the last game. Hat-Tricks juggling the lines a little bit tonight just to sort things out. Harwell not with the team, prior commitment, nor is Zach Pamelayan, the veteran defenseman. So the Hat-Tricks going with 5 D-men and 10 forwards as Bo Zinchenko draws back in as the extra tonight. As the teams are being announced to the ice, the Prowlers 5-4-1 in the last 10 games, but they snapped a 3-game losing streak on Wednesday in a 2-1 victory over their in-state and in-division rival, the Motor City Rockers. Hat-Tricks, on the other hand, as we mentioned, that 3-2 loss to Binghamton. And it really hasn't been pretty for Danbury in terms of wins, losses. The Hat-Tricks with just 2 wins in the month of November. And they have yet to win a game in regulation on the road. Their only wins, 4-3 in a shootout versus Binghamton on the 2nd. And then they got off the schneid last Saturday at home against Binghamton, 7-4 victory before the loss back on Wednesday. These two teams facing off for the first time this year. 7 matchups throughout the 2024-25 campaign. And last year saw a lot of great action, back and forth, tilts between these sides. The Hat-Tricks, as they have really within this series all time, dominated the Prowlers despite some very tight scores. The Hat-Tricks winning 4 of the 5 games last year and picking up points in all 5 of the games. The Prowlers' one win was in the final meeting on March 3rd, 3-2 OT. Loss for the Hat-Tricks. Matt Graham had the game winner in overtime, but Danbury had won the first 4, 2 in December, and then 2 to start off that 3-game weekend in early March. And Jacob Ratcliffe teed off on the Prowlers last year. He had the overtime winner on December 23rd. Then you remember he missed 10 games with an upper body injury, returned against Port Huron on March 1st, and had the shootout game-winning goal wearing the fishbowl. So Ratcliffe enjoys playing against the Prowlers. And we will see if he puts his fingerprints all over this game. You see the teams have made their way to the ice. McMorran Place was filled up for some high school hockey. About an hour ago, it was an overtime finish, a double overtime finish. And a pretty historic ending to that game. A team had never beaten the opponent in the specific tournament that was going on here at McMorran Arena. And they did it today. Double overtime win off the iron and in. And championship game is tomorrow, so we might have another barn burner right before us here in Michigan before that game, before our game 2 of this weekend gets underway. For the Hat-Tricks in the middle of a 6-game road trip. This game 2 of that 6-game trip, and it's 4 straight for Danbury in Michigan. 2 here in Port Huron, and then 2 in Fraser, Michigan. Hat-Tricks facing off with the Motor City Rockers next weekend. It's been a fun trip for the Hat-Tricks, everyone involved. Lots of time on the bus. Had a delicious Thanksgiving dinner last night here in Michigan. And now it's time for hockey. Here's the national anthem at McMorran Arena.
You may render the military salute. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the voice of the Prowlers, Sarah Dent.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Some pyrotechnics and the national anthem here in Port Huron, Michigan. We are moments away from the opening puck drop. Hat-tricks and Prowlers for the first time this season. Port Huron with just one win in its last 4. The Hat-tricks have just one victory in its past 6 games. So 2 struggling squads in the middle of the Empire Division going at it for 2 games this weekend. We walked right into the arena today. The locker room in pristine condition, set up beautifully by head equipment manager Bob D'Alessio and his partner Jack Klunk, and my roommate for the weekend. Brilliant job getting the boys ready for tonight's contest as Danbury looks to finish out the month of November on a strong note. The final 2 games of the month, the Hat-tricks with just 2 wins in the 11th month. And their only road victory was in a shootout in Binghamton. As for the Prowlers, they have won 6 games this year, all in the state of Michigan. Only 1 road victory. All other wins have been here at McMorran Place. Hat-tricks in the white, Prowlers in the black. And away we go. Friday night hockey in Port Huron, Michigan. Vadim Frolov right off the jump, whistles one wide. Starting with Gleb Banderkin and Alexander Gemzatov. The Ruski line has been all over the score sheet since being united a couple weeks ago. Kyle Gonzalez is on the back end with Charlie Bedard. The starting goaltenders tonight, you've got the veteran Frankie McClendon in Danbury's goal as the puck trickles on him and he puts his glove on top to halt play about 30 seconds into the opening period. McClendon making his 2nd start of the year, his 3rd appearance. His only start was back on November 1st. Played well in an overtime loss against the Watertown Wolves. It was a road game, had a .914 save percentage in that contest. Hat-tricks falling 3-2 in that one. And in the other goal, you've got Reed Cooper making his FPHL debut. Corey Anderson, right wing, shoots! Airmailed it, and it rims all the way around, back out to the neutral zone for Noah Robinson. Sat with both Corey and Noah at lunch today. And you can see how those 2 can pair up and score a lot of goals for this team. Both with quick releases, very high hockey IQ. And out there with Alexander Vasiliev, the former KHLer, the veteran. A lot of goals in the future for those 3. The outlet pass off the stick of Kenneth Stiles, 14 in black. He gets it back and wheels it into the hat-trick zone. We're approaching 1.5 minutes gone by in the opening period. No score, Hat-tricks and Prowlers on a Friday night from Port Huron. Josh LaBelle, alternate captain at the controls. The outlet off the stick of Jacob Ratcliffe, races after it. Out of the net is Cooper. One hands it, gave it away. They score! A turnover by Reed Cooper, and Connor Woolley buries it. 1-0 Danbury. One of the easier goals in Connor Woolley's career. He'll take it. And a quick start for the Hat-tricks on the road, exactly what the doctor ordered. 1:45 in. Reed Cooper's first FPHL start. And the first shot beats him following the turnover. Connor Woolley with his 2nd goal of the season. And now has points in 7 of his last 10 games. Woolley, a 3rd-year hat-trick. As Ruiz bounces it into the chest protector of Cooper, who holds on. Hat-tricks could not ask for a better start. Wondered how Danbury would do. This the 2nd game in 3 days, with another contest scheduled for tomorrow against the Prowlers as well. So 3 games in a 4-day stretch, and the Hat-tricks break through first. A shot deflected and a glove save, McClendon. A deflected shot with Alex Johnson darting towards the net. Grazed off a hat trick into the catching mitt of McClendon. And so far, Frankie 2 for 2 and showing off the leather. McClendon, most dressed games by a hat-tricks goalie in the team's history. And he was a perfect 4-0 against the Prowlers last year. Was with Carolina and Elmira. Some might remember Danbury honored him before a game between the River Sharks and Hat-Tricks. You always know when Frankie's in goal by the color of the pads. The orange pads and the orange stick with the white helmet. Heading from the point, shot stopped, the rebound, Frolov was tangled up, a whistle and a penalty. Alexander Gamzatov guilty, and Port Huron heads to the power play, trailing 1-0. Hat-tricks with the 5th ranked penalty kill in the league at 82%. They were 4 for 4 on Wednesday and actually snapped a stretch of allowing power play goals. They had surrendered power play goals in 4 straight games. Chase Harwell had the shorthanded goal on Wednesday in the 3-2 loss to Binghamton. He is out tonight due to prior commitments. So the Prowlers head to the man advantage. 4th best power play in the league. Nearly 22%. Austin Federley, the captain, gives off for Brett Lockhart. Back for Federley. Far side, Graham to the corner. Prowlers setting up with 1:15 on the power play. Federley at the circle. Drag, shoots, missed the net. Rims all the way around past Graham and down. So a self-clear by the Prowlers and 1 minute erased on the first power play of the night for either side. Outlet pass, too far, and an icing. Hat-tricks with a bit of jump in the opening minutes, and Connor Woolley with his 2nd goal of the year. Ratcliffe and LaBelle with the assists. He could also give one to Reed Cooper, the goaltender, who came out of the net, attempted to clear it away from Ratcliffe, who was charging towards him, right onto the stick of Woolley and into the back of the net. 1:45 in. Gamzatov's in the box for tripping. Here's Scantlebury charging to the net. Backhander save, McClendon. Where's the puck? It's underneath him. Tucker Scantlebury with speed up the left wing, looking for his first power play goal of the year. Comes in with 8 points, 3 goals, and a team high 67 penalty minutes. Very skilled forward. Was all over the ice and score sheet in the 5 games the teams played last year, all 5 in Danbury. The Hat-tricks winning 4 of the 5 and picking up points in all 5 of the games. Scantlebury to the back. Return for Scantlebury. Walks the blue line, switches spots with Ludwig Felmstrom. Uncorks one off the chest of McCullum. Hat-tricks can't clear. Scantlebury straight away. Felmstrom, right circle, pass down low, they score. Tapped in by the former hat-trick, Joel Frazee. And the Prowlers tie the game 1-1 on the power play. Frazee's 3rd goal of the year with the Prowlers. His 2nd power play goal, acquired from Blue Ridge on the 18th of November. And he's got goals in back-to-back games. Had a cup of coffee with the Hat-tricks last year. Locked on with the Bobcats. And now here in Port Huron, beats McClendon on the doorstep with just 6 seconds remaining on the Gamsatow penalty. And this game is tied up at 1. McClendon was strong on that kill, but Frazee strong on his stick with LaBelle on his hip trying to lift it, and he taps it past McClendon to knot things up. Shots are 6-2. We played about 5 minutes in the opening period. Charlie Bedard back in his zone, fumbled the puck to Sim, who was also brought over in that trade with the Bobcats. Fighting for it near side, Jonas Leas. It's in the skates. And turned quickly, available at neutral ice. Russians on the ice for the Hat-Tricks. Pecheritsin all the way around and through. Hat-Tricks get it as far as center. Frolov harassing Brian Parsons, and he dangles at center ice and then is stood up. Big hit at the line by Luke James on Frolov, who gets back up, puts his helmet back on. Nearly played that puck with a high stick and goes to the bench for a change. Lively bounce on the backboards. Graham centers. And then the rebound. A swing and a miss in the slot as Frazee was looking for a second of the game. Josh LaBelle looks to settle things. Up ahead for Noah Robinson, steps inside the line. Lost the handle, angled off the boards. LaBelle at center ice. Pocket pick, Scantlebury, right wing, shoots, right pad, save McClendon. It spits out a point bid, whistles wide. Rancourt, number 43 in black. Scantlebury turning, free puck kick towards McClendon. It's in the slot, spits out, rebound drive off the back glass. Scantlebury tied up with Henning, who returns to Port Huron. Had a long career here with the Prowlers. Anderson chops it along, got stuck in his skate. Still there near the right side of the blue line. Vasiliev is tangled. Into the offensive zone, it's James over skates. And the Hat-Tricks goal scorer, Connor Woolley, ahead for Jacob Ratcliffe. With speed, Kenneth Stiles. 1-on-4, backhand flick off the glove, and a cover from McClendon. With exactly 6 minutes off the clock. First period, we're up against our first media timeout. 1-1 the score, Hat-Tricks and Prowlers.
Charter Oak Brewing Company is a Connecticut-based craft beers brewery featuring handcrafted and innovative beers such as pale ales, lagers, India pale ales, brown ales, sours, and several seasoned, more robust beers. Pick one up at the Rabbit Hole here at the Danbury Ice Arena. Live pain-free with Danbury Chiropractic and Wellness. From adjustments to holistic treatments, we're here to help you feel your best. Book your appointment today. Wellness is just a call away. Raise a glass to locally crafted spirits at Litchfield Distillery. Handcrafted small batch whiskey, gin, and more. Visit our distillery today and taste the difference. Litchfield Distillery, batch by batch. Keep your business safe with R&R Protective Services. Expert security solutions tailored to your needs. Call us today for reliable protection you can trust. R&R Protective Services, your safety, our priority. Nothing beats an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Refresh your day with the classic taste everyone loves. Coca-Cola Northeast, bringing smiles and refreshment to your community. Products available at the Danbury Ice Arena.
Back inside McMorran Arena, 1-1, Hat-Tricks and Prowlers, first of 2 games this weekend. Woolley at 1:45 for Danbury, and the former Hat-Trick Frazee at 4:30 on the power play. Face off at the near circle Hat-Trick zone. Want to thank Lexi Berkey for letting me know that I called Frankie McClendon Connor McCullum. Got to get my mix correct tonight. This the Hat-Trick's 13th game of the year, and McCullum had started 10 of them. Frankie making his second start of the season. So McClendon in the orange pads. Face-off is to his left in a tie game. Good to know everyone's listening intensely. Appreciate that. Puck trickles in on McClendon, and he holds it. The shots are 9-2 Prowlers. So after a hot start for Danbury, Port Huron has picked up its play. It's Simon Van Durken, the right circle draw. Van Durken forces it back for Gonzalez. Kisses it off the glass, knocked down by Scantlebury, but through for Van Durken. On right wing, curling back Van Durken, looks for the trailer, drops off Bedard, he walks, shoots, blocked down in front, rebound, Rocky stopped. It's available and cleared by the Prowlers. Jeremy Rocky in search of his first goal. This is third game with the hat-tricks. Number 61 in white on the rebound, and a huge hit from Frolov in the defensive zone. He leveled Jeremy Rancourt. Earlier in this period, it was Frolov who was rammed in the neutral zone. That's on Vadim. Laying the boom. The 6'1", 200-pound forward. Puck is chipped in, a race for it, and an ice on Danbury. Noah Robinson was in pursuit. And we spoke about the Russians. Over the last 5 games, the trio has combined for 14 points. With Frolov getting a goal Wednesday and Van Durken the assist. On the shorty and a goal! The captain, Austin Federley, off the draw through bodies. And Port Huron takes its first lead of the game. Just a wrist shot from the slot. Pinballed around, past McClendon, and it's 2-1 Prowlers. Again, not much McClendon could do. Screened in front and a deflection. And the Prowlers, who have 10 shots in this first period, step in front 2-1. Vaughn dropping it off, filtered below the goal line. Gonzalez checking Scantlebury. Twisting is Scantlebury. The lefty on his backhand to the left point, quickly across. Johnson to Vaughn. Shot zips wide. Johnson's bid blocked by the skate of Gonzalez, and Woolley with the outlet looking for Ruiz. Knocked away by Johnson. 25 in black. Johnson D to Vaughn. On the tape of Sim. Taken away by Gleb Van Durken. As we approach the midway point of this first period, a turnover and a penalty. There's a reason there was a turnover, because Van Durken was tripped, lost the puck, and Danbury, which broke through on Wednesday, heads to the power play. The hat-trick scoring on the man advantage for the first time since November 9th. Had 2 goals in that OT loss in Watertown. But on Wednesday, it was Frolov who had the goal. Hat-tricks check in with the second worst power play percentage in the league. But Danbury hoping to ride the wave. A little bit of momentum from a couple nights ago. Second unit starts things. Zinchenko zips up the left wing, wheels it around for Anderson. Off his stick, Gonzalez keeps right point. Anderson twirling, checked along the boards. Free puck to the right point. Gonzalez for Robinson. Has a quick release. Gonzalez back to Anderson. Straight away, Gonzalez walks the line. Wrist shot. Blocked in front. It's available. Swept at by Zinchenko. Anderson hops on it. To the right point, Gonzalez. To Robinson, wrister, deflected Off the netting, out of play. And immediate timeout. 1:15 remaining on the power play. The Prowlers with back-to-back goals lead it 2-1. We'll be right back on the Hat Tricks Digital Network.
Need tickets for your next event? Tixter makes it simple to buy, sell, and manage tickets. Get your Hat Tricks tickets today at Tixter.com because every event starts with the right ticket. Need tools for your next project? Decker Tool Rental HO Pen has everything you need for DIY or professional jobs. Quality tools, expert advice. Rent with confidence at Decker Tool Rental. Cool off with a treat from Twister's Ice Cream Cafe. Delicious ice cream in every flavor imaginable. Stop by Twister's today and treat yourself to something sweet. Products available at the Danbury Ice Arena. Craving wings and good times? Head to TK's American Cafe. With the best wings in town and a fun atmosphere, it's the perfect place to hang out. Visit TK's American Cafe and try the Hat Tricks wings today.
We welcome you back inside McMorran Arena in Port Huron, Michigan. Doug Latuca with you on the Hat Tricks Digital Network. We appreciate you joining us for the first of two between these teams and the second of a 6-game road trip for the Hat Tricks. And happy Black Friday. Hopefully you've done some shopping, took advantage of some deals. You can go right to the Hat Tricks official team store. A 25% discount on all items, excluding authentic jerseys, with the code Black Friday at checkout. So take advantage of that running until Monday. Hat Tricks still on the power play for another minute. Top unit on. LaBelle in front. The backhander stop. Rebound. Poke to the far corner. That's Alexander Vasiliev getting top unit minutes. Vasiliev with it below the goal line. Slips it. Ruiz. LaBelle slapper save. Rebound poked at and covered. Cooper with a few saves. First on Vasiliev in tight. And then the long range slapper from LaBelle. LaBelle, last power play goal was back in October against Hudson Valley when Danbury netted 5 power play goals on 11 tries. Hat Tricks win the draw, 40 ticks on the man advantage. Ratcliffe inside Vasiliev, tapped it wide. Looking for his first with the Hat Tricks. LaBelle keeps left point. D to D, Ratcliffe. Return, LaBelle for Ruiz. One-timer wide. Picked up right point, Ratcliffe. LaBelle for Ruiz, another drive. Off the end boards. Ratcliffe collects right corner. Walking the wall, angles back for LaBelle on the backhand. Kept it inside the blue line. Center point, LaBelle back. His shot, score! It's tipped in front. Looks like Vadim Frolov got a piece. He's got power play goals in back-to-back games, and the Hat Tricks tied at 2. The give and go, LaBelle and Ruiz. LaBelle let it go from straight away, and Frolov tapped it in. And some life for this Hat Tricks power play, which had struggled prior to Wednesday. They have cashed in for 2 in the last 2 games. So both of these teams with power play goals in the first period, and 2-2 the score. Woolley with the game's opening goal. Bursts in, shoots, scores! What a beauty, Connor Woolley! Number 2 on the night. And the Hat Tricks step right back in front. Third goal of the first period for Danbury, the 5th combined. And Connor Woolley, goals 2 and 3 in this frame. That one a sparkler. Danced around a Prowler defender and tucked it inside the right post. What a start for number 12 in white. Now has 11 points on the season. And these teams exchanging blows in the first frame. So the Hat-Tricks tying the game at 11:20. On the power play, Frolov from LaBelle and Ruiz. And then Woolley getting his second goal of the night. Zinchenko and Robinson the assists. The shot deflected wide. Banged off the boards by Frolov. Sent back below the goal line. One-handed LaBelle for Gonzalez. And Frolov darts up the right wing before curling back. Sauces across LaBelle at the red line. It's tipped in and out. So a whistle. So Robinson with his second point is a hat trick, assisting on Woolley's second of the game. LaBelle now with 2 assists. And Ruiz on the scoreboard as well with that helper. Secondary assist on Frolov's power play goal. Mentioned power play goals in back-to-back games for the young Russian winger. Hadn't scored since November 9th prior to Wednesday. And now he lights the lamp in back-to-back. Now do the Prowlers have an answer? If I had to guess, probably. Hat-Tricks trying to keep them quiet for the remainder of this first period. The shots are 11-8 Port Huron. Prowlers were heavily out shooting Danbury earlier in this period. That power play helped the Hat-Tricks for sure. Tied the game, and then Hat-Tricks dragged over that momentum just 15 seconds later with Woolley making it 3-2. A collision in the corner. Zinchenko comes away with it. Wheels it back around the kick plate through Robinson. Vasiliev chasing after it. Collides with Felmstrom. And the Prowlers punch it back into the hat-trick zone. Gonzalez retrieves. Bangs off the boards for Zinchenko. Onto the blade of Gamzatov. Gallops through center. Gamzatov in the far corner. Plays to the back through Bedard. And kicked to the center ice logo, where Gonzalez retrieves. Just under 6 minutes remaining in the first period. 5 total goals, 3 for the Hat-Tricks, 2 for the Prowlers, in the first of 7 meetings between the two teams in 2024-25. Final 2 games in November this weekend. Van Durken to the net, shoveled it wide, had 2 Prowlers on his hip. Gamzatov throws it on goal, and it is covered by Reed. Sets up a offensive zone faceoff for Danbury. If you are just joining us, welcome. Hat-Tricks got the party started, 1:45 in Woolley. Then the Prowlers with back-to-back goals in a 4-minute span. But the Hat-Tricks storming back, Frolov on the power play at 11:20. And then 15 seconds later, Woolley with his second. First multi-goal game of the year for Connor Woolley. Goals 2 and 3 for the third-year hat-trick. Henning flips it for Frolov. Odd man rush. If they hurry, Van Durken left wing drag, shoots into the midsection of Cooper, and no rebound. And once again, the Ruskies wreaking havoc in the offensive zone. Danbury feels it has 3 strong lines offensively. And the Hat-Tricks without Harwell tonight. Only playing with 5 defensemen as well, with no Zach Pamelayan. So a bit short-handed are the Hat-Tricks. The 3 games this week, the most the Hat-Tricks will play in this short of a stretch until the NFL season comes to an end and games resume back on Sundays. Wednesday in Binghamton, and then 2 here in Michigan Friday, Saturday. Hat-Tricks off to a good start. They lead 3-2. Puck spits free. Ratcliffe near the blue line, hands off LaBelle. Whistles it wide. Pinching his Henning right point. Touches it along. Fends off the shoulder of Frazee, who scored for the Prowlers earlier in the period. Ruiz in front. LaBelle shooting wide. Springs off the end boards. And Frazee fails to clear with 4 minutes to go in the first period. Back for the Rockers, Lockhart. He's stapled to the boards. Bouncing puck at the blue line. Swatted at. And the Prowlers clear the zone with Austin Federley. He'll filter it in deep, and they call icing on Port Huron. Saw Dustin Henning out there. Had a long career here in Port Huron. We'll touch on that story when we come back on the Hat Tricks Digital Network.
Your car deserves the best. Crossroads Car Wash keeps your vehicle looking fresh and clean. Fast, affordable, and eco-friendly. Stop by today. Crossroads Car Wash, where a clean car is a happy car. Transform your yard with Yard Goats Landscaping. From lawn care to custom designs, we bring your outdoor vision to life. Call Yard Goats today and make your yard the envy of the neighborhood. Looking for a brighter smile? Stony Hill Dental Care offers expert dental services for the whole family. Schedule your appointment today. Stony Hill Dental Care, where your smile comes first. Get the best cuts of meat with Omaha Beef Company. Fresh, premium beef delivered right to your door. Taste the difference with Omaha Beef, where quality is always on the menu. Products available at the Danbury Ice Arena. Need reliable stormwater solutions? Coltech Inc. provides innovative water management systems for residential and commercial properties. Coltech, solutions you can count on, quality you can trust.
Hat Tricks 3, Prowlers 2 with 3:44 remaining in the opening frame. First game of the weekend set, and the first of 4 straight that Danbury will play in the state of Michigan. 2 here in Port Huron, and then next weekend at 2 in Fraser against the Motor City Rockers. Hat Tricks scored first. Prowlers, the next 2, took the lead, but Danbury with back-to-back goals in a 15-second span have regained the lead. Chatted about Dustin Henning before the break. Had spent 5 of his past 11 seasons here in Port Huron. Over 140 games with the Prowlers across 5 seasons. And he dressed in the first ever game in Prowlers history 10 years ago. Off the face-off, Bedard uncorks one, deflected to the near corner. Robinson, Vasiliev, and Zinchenko up front. Bedard shot, sticked away by Cooper. And Port Huron clears. Bedard starts it back up, and it's batted right back to his stick. Zinchenko for Vasiliev in stride. Robinson in pursuit, lifts the stick of Johnson. Let the Prowlers come away with it. Scantlebury left wing. Filtered in front, backhander, stopped by McClendon. At the left point, it trickles out to center, and Johnson back on it for Port Huron. Less than 3 on the clock in the first period. Dancing at the red line, James. Backhand sauce for Scantlebury. Around Frolov, met by Henning. Free puck in the slot, turned over. Scantlebury around Henning, backhand bid. Knocked away with the glove by Gonzalez. Along the far board, Thelmstrom colliding with Henning. Up the right wing, Gamzatov. In search of the puck. Crunches Johnson below the goal line. Sim corrals at the red line. Rainbows it in. Josh LaBelle telling me before the game, beware of the bouncy and lively end boards. Saw it right there. A harmless dump from center. And sprung right back, nearly in front. LaBelle played it away from McClendon. Off the stick of Ruiz, pestering Styles, and then had his stick launched into the neutral zone. It's kicked along, right wing, Bedard with a physical play. Knocked Lees to the ice. Ruiz keeps it at the blue line. But the Prowlers persistent. And Vaughn gets it out to center ice. 1:15 remaining in the first period. 5 total goals. Nothing since about the midway point of the period, though, as both teams clamping down on defense. Puck trickles in on goal, and Cooper puts the glove on it. And after the whistle, both teams greeting each other. Mentioned the first time these squads are seeing each other this season. 7 total meetings, 2 this weekend, and then 4 in February, and the final one is in Danbury on the 1st of March. Ozone draw for Danbury. Vasiliev and Graham off the draw, some pushing and shoving. Zinchenko's shot fought off by Cooper. Shots are even at 12 apiece. Connor Woolley with 2 goals. Frolov with the other on the power play. Graham tapped it right to Gonzalez. Here's Rocky wristing. Snagged by Cooper, who leaves it off. Final 30 of the period. The outlet tapped along. LaBelle retrieves. Had the assist on Frolov's goal, the point shot. That was deflected in front. Angled for Frolov at the red. He'll chip and charge with 10 to play. High hit from Frolov. That's a penalty. Frolov has been physical in this game. Big-bodied winger. And he hit Luke James near the helmet area. That draws a penalty. So Port Huron, 1-for-1 with the man up, gets its second opportunity of the game. They've got about 5 seconds to work with. Ruiz, Ratcliffe, Gonzalez, and LaBelle kill. Frazee and Federley with the 2 Prowler goals thus far. LaBelle clears, and that's it for the opening 20. 5 total goals. Woolley finds the back of the net twice. And the Hat-Tricks leading 3-2 after 1 period of play.
And now, check in with the Prowler Spirit presented by CL Spirit.
Now 1:53 transfers over to the second period with Frolov in the box. The official call on Frolov is elbowing, and just 2 minutes. Not a bad start for a Danbury team that spent most of its Thanksgiving on a bus. Had a family dinner Thursday night here in Michigan. Hit the hay early. Rising and shining, getting a skate in here at McMorran Arena earlier this morning. Came out hot. Scored the first goal 1:45 in. Connor Woolley from Jacob Ratcliffe and Josh LaBelle. But Port Huron answered with 2 goals, 1 on the power play. Joel Frazee from Ludwig Felmstrom and Jake Vaughan. That was a power play goal, a doorstep tap in for Frazee, and a 1-1 game. Then 3:53 after that, Austin Federley took a wrist shot following a Matt Graham face-off win. Hit off a Prowler, a hat trick or two, and past McClendon to give the Prowlers their first lead of the game. But Danbury, with 2 straight goals to end the frame, have a 3-2 lead. Vadim Frolov tipped a Josh LaBelle point shot past Cooper at 11:20. And then Connor Woolley, wasting no time, 15 seconds after the Frolov goal, he darted in up the left wing and picked his spot inside the right post to give Danbury a 3-2 lead. Hat-tricks with 2 leads in the first. As we take a look at some of the numbers and what that could mean for the hat-tricks. Well, when Danbury has scored the first goal, they have 2 wins, 1 in regulation. It has happened 5 times before tonight, and they've picked up points in 4 of the 5 games where they have scored first. Now, when Danbury leads after the first period, it's only happened 2 times in this entire season, this game 13 of the year. The Hat-tricks also have grabbed at least 1 point in those 2 with a regulation win as well. That was last Saturday against Binghamton, and that 7-4 dominant win for the Hat-tricks. Talk about dominant. The Hat-tricks have dominated the Prowlers in the season series. Port Huron has won just 4 games all time against the Hat-tricks. 18 total games between the 2 teams, and Danbury has won 14 of them, including 4 of the 5 last year. Danbury picking up points in all 5 of the games last year. The Hat-tricks have never lost to the Prowlers in regulation on home ice. Their only regulation loss to the Prowlers in the history of the Hat-tricks, you have to go back to 2021, November 13th, a 1-goal loss right here at McMorran Arena. It's the definition of domination. And the Hat-tricks with 3 goals in the first period. They'll try to keep pace and keep it going throughout the rest of the game. Hat-tricks have struggled to score for the majority of this season. But when they have put the puck in the net, they have tended to win those games. When they have scored 6 or more goals, they are a perfect 3-0. And when they've scored 5 or more, they have 3 wins. The only loss was an overtime defeat against Watertown earlier on this month. So Connor Woolley, the star of the first period here in Port Huron. Must have been the prime rib and turkey last night. Little string bean casserole. Of course, the mashed potatoes. Pumpkin pie with whipped cream. It must have been that, or maybe it was the meal at Cracker Barrel a couple hours before game time. But either way, I'm sure Woolley wants to repeat that game day regimen once again for tomorrow's game, because he's off to a hot start in the first 20 minutes. Want to remind fans, you can head right to the Hat-tricks online store, 25% off all items excluding the authentic jerseys. That Black Friday sale going on until Monday at midnight. Just use the code Black Friday, all caps, no spaces, during checkout on Shopify. And grab some of your Hat-tricks merch, whether it's for yourself or You want to give it out as a gift with the holidays approaching. The time is now to secure your Hat Tricks
Big save by Chris
merchandise. In between periods, here in Michigan, the Hat Tricks leading it 3-2 over the Prowlers.
10,
We'll step aside and rejoin you for second period action. You're watching Friday Night Hockey
3, 2,
on the Danbury Hat Tricks
let's go!
Digital Network.
Way to go, Huron Minor Hockey selects 10U. Let's give it up.
struggling Dashers welcome the Blue Ridge Bobcats to town for a pair of games. Jump to the final minute of the second period of the first game. Jacob Volk, game tied at 2, puts Blue Ridge back in front. Early third, save score. Dennis Radchenko's shot deflected home by Nick Stuckless. That was his second of the night. Minute and a half later, Bobcats now on the man advantage. They work into Vladislav Vlasov. He picks the corner. And Blue Ridge blows this one open, scoring 4 of the last 5 goals of the game. Pull away and win 6-3. The next night it was scoreless until the third period, 50 seconds into the final frame. Daniel Martin loads and fires the wrist shot, and that breaks the ice for Blue Ridge. A few minutes later though, Dashers on the power play. Trey Fisher in tight. He ties this one up at 1 apiece. That didn't last very long though. Less than a minute and a half after that, Igor Romano around the net in front, and Nick Stuckless puts it home. His third goal of the weekend. One last chance for the Dashers. In the final seconds, the Bobcats hold on to sweep the weekend. They extended the Dashers' losing streak to 9 despite 48 saves from Oscar Walker. Hat-tricks had their first game of the weekend at Hudson Valley postponed due to issues at Icetime Sports Complex. They returned home Saturday where everything was in working order to host the Binghamton Black Bears. Opening minute of the second period, it's 2-1 Danbury. Gavin Yates finds Dan Stone breaking in, and Stone ties this one up. Less than a minute later, Alexander Gemsatov right off the faceoff. He gets that one to go. I think it changed direction off the Black Bear on the way through. Either way, his second goal of the game. Danbury back in front. Minute and a half after that is Noah Robinson with his first goal as a hat trick. Make it 4-2. Third period now. Johnny Ruiz to Chase Harwell. Back to Ruiz. It was 5-3 at that point. 6-3 now as the hat tricks grab a 7-4 victory to snap their 3-game losing skid. Prowlers finished up their road trip in Monroe. Skipped to the first minute of the third. 2-1 for Huron. Homer Oscarson slides to Ben Stefanini. Little backhander in front. And just like that, it's a tied score. Later in the period, they work the puck up to Frank Steinway. His shot stopped by Valtteri Nusianen, but Brad Ryder on the spot put it home, and that turned out to be the game-winning goal. The Prowlers couldn't find an equalizer in the final seconds of the period, and Monroe gets the victory. Prowlers head home with an empty 3-game road trip in Louisiana. As we take a look at the standings heading into Friday, Prowlers and Black Bears got Thanksgiving wins. Those highlights will be on next week's edition of Around the Empire. Binghamton takes the division lead back from the Watertown Wolves, while Port Huron gets a little bit of breathing room in that third spot in the division. Prowlers hoping to tighten their hold on third place as second period action between them and the fourth place Danbury Hat-Tricks comes your way shortly on the HB Network.
Fans, we'd love for all of us to be shots on goal, but unfortunately it's just not going to happen. Please watch the pucks flying out of play. They will come fast, they are hard, and they will hurt. You can exchange any game buck for 3 check bucks and a chance to win over $300 in prizes. Hey fans, if the Prowlers get a shutout at any home game this season, remember to bring your ticket stub to Auntie Anne's, located in the Birchwood Mall for 50% off a pretzel. Auntie Anne's, proud partner of your Port Huron Prowlers. Advia Credit Union is a proud partner of your Port Huron Prowlers. For a limited time, you can have your Chuck a Puck for $1 for a chance to win prizes such as a free night stay certificate at the DoubleTree Bay Dome in Port Huron, a $10 gift card from Meyer, a large one-topping pizza courtesy of Hungry Howie's, a free entree from Qdoba, a value meal courtesy of McDonald's, a dinner for two at Texas Roadhouse, or a carpet cleaning from DuraClean.
We welcome you back inside McMorran Arena in Port Huron, Michigan. Doug Latuca with you on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network, high above the ice in Michigan. Thanks so much for joining us. Opening game of the weekend set between the Hat-Tricks and Prowlers in Danbury with 3 goals in the first. Connor Woolley with goals 2 and 3 on his campaign, and Frolov with another power play goal. Back-to-back games with a power play strike for Frolov and the Danbury power play, which is many of the fans who are watching tonight have noticed and do know that Danbury's power play has struggled coming in to this week. Well, that goal in the first, the goal on Wednesday, could be signs of positive man-up play for the Hat-Tricks moving forward. Exactly what Danbury wants to do, what we've spoken about relentlessly through the first month and a half of the season, using the power play as a momentum builder rather than having the opposite effect, which you could tell it was having that opposite effect early on in the season and earlier in this month, where the Hat-Tricks really struggled over a 7-game stretch before Wednesday hadn't scored on the power play since November 9th. Today is November 29th. As we close out the month of November, Danbury trying to get back in the win column, looking for win number 5 on the year. Danbury comes in 4 points behind the Prowlers, but the Hat-Tricks have played 2 fewer games than Port Huron, and a perfect time to gain ground on an in-division foe with 2 games this weekend. Teams switch sides. McClendon still in there for the Hat-Tricks. Cooper between the pipes for the Prowlers. Fans getting back to their seats as we rear up and get ready to press play in period number 2. Graham and Ruiz for the draw, and the Prowlers possess first in the middle frame. Remember, a power play for Port Huron. That elbow on Frolov with just 7 seconds remaining in the opening period. Port Huron 1 for 1 on the power play so far tonight. Johnny Ruiz nearly sprung on a shorthanded break. Has one shorty this year. Hat-Tricks burying a goal on Wednesday when Binghamton had a power play. It was Harwell. And if you're just joining us, no Chase Harwell and no Zach Pamelayan. Tonight, Danbury with 1 fewer defenseman in this game with the absence of ZP as Van Durken claps it down the ice. 1 minute of race, second period, and 1 minute remaining on the Prowlers power play. Just 3 penalties taken in the first, 2 on Danbury, 1 on Port Huron, and the shots were 13-12 Hat-Tricks. Left side, Scantlebury shoots it wide. Reared back and fired and missed the target. Thelmstrom dropping off at Rister, blockered aside by McClendon. Van Durken applies pressure, and it ramps off his stick into the first row of seats.
Omaha, Nebraska, going home with that one.
Sets up a face-off to the right of McClendon. Just 27 ticks. A minute and 27 ticks into the second period, and 27 seconds left on the Frolov elbow. Face off far circle, won back by Stiles. Vaughan filters it down low. Stiles below the goal line. for Scantlebury. Across the ice, Vaughan. Returns Scantlebury. Dishes off at the far side. It's Thelmstrom. Scantlebury drag, shoots! Went wide, was looking for a tip. Net side. Scantlebury, low right, centers, block, rebound, blocker save. Right out of the box, Frolov, it's Woolley shooting! And it's kicked out by Cooper. Frolov got the change and Woolley jumped on and had that opportunity. Prowlers the other way, Arister hit off a Port Huron player in front. Woolley the other way, looking for his third. Back and forth we go. Now Henning tries to settle, leads Robinson. Clogged up at center ice. One-handed along by Henning and stolen by Vasiliev. Toe dragging around, caught in his skates. Pressed on by Lias, number 85. Puck squirts free to the far corner for Alex Johnson. Up the far boards. In stride James, worked on by Bedard. Picked up James, flutters it wide. Hit off a hat trick before getting off the end boards. 3 minutes off the second period clock. The stretch pass, too far for Federley. Retrieves, whacks it below the goal line, Sim. Hand off at the left point, wheeled all the way around for Federley. Had one of the Prowler goals in the first. Tristan Sim, reacquired from the Bobcats earlier on this season. Former Prowler back for another stint. Had a goal in the game on Wednesday, 2-1 win for Port Huron. Charlie Bedard shovels it, kicked along by Lockhart, kept it momentarily. Bedard's second effort successful, but Zinchenko at his pocket picked by Lockhart. And the quick entry, Frazee wrists it off the netting behind McClendon. And a stoppage. It was Frazee and Federley beating McClendon in the opening 20. And Frazee, who found his scoring touch last year in Wytheville with the Bobcats, already scored here tonight. And this just his 5th game with the Prowlers. A scrum off the draw. They jockey for it. Gamzatov comes away and slings it near side. Frolov in pursuit. He's kept away from the puck. Vaughan. Batted around at center, Van Durken. Plays back for LaBelle. Van Durken chugs the legs. Right down Main Street. Left wing, Van Durken shoots. Blocker save Cooper. Vaughan pestered by Van Durken, who sauces it out to center ice. Four hat tricks back in the defensive zone. The 5th comes to join. Frolov near boards. Could not clear. Van Durken comes over. And Johnson filters it far side. Keep at the blue line. Vaughan. Hacked at by LaBelle. At the blue line, there goes Gamzatov. Stumbled out of the gate. Hat-tricks are onside. Danbury making changes. Up the left wing, Scantlebury rips it wide. Picked up near side, it went through James. Back into the Prowler zone. And Alex Johnson zigzags through a couple hat-trick stick checks. One hands it in, behind McClendon. Jeremy Rocky back to retrieve, stapled by Scantlebury, stays on his skates. And flips it ahead for Ratcliffe. Woolley at center ice, gains the line, swirls back, looking for a trailer. And he lost the puck. Scantlebury up the right wing, has the trailer, wrist shot covered by McClendon, and the puck eventually was picked free, but after the whistle, Sim with the initial shot as he was driving towards the net. And McClendon keeps it 3-2 Hat-Tricks. About 6 minutes off the clock. Second period will step aside here in Port Huron.
Need custom signs or graphics? Vision Designs brings your vision to life with quality printing and design services. Call Vision Designs today for all your custom printing needs. Need a plumber you can trust? Hope Plumbing offers fast, reliable service for all your plumbing needs. From repairs to installations, we've got you covered. Hope Plumbing, where your home is our priority. Hungry for a steak? Come to Texas Roadhouse for hand-cut steaks, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and more. Visit Texas Roadhouse today, where great food and great times come together. Drive in style with Todd Maserati, offering the latest Maserati models and top-quality service. Visit Todd Maserati today for the luxury car experience you've been waiting for. Raise a glass at Reverie Brewing Company, locally brewed craft beer in a variety of styles. Visit our tap room today and sip on something special. Reverie Brewing, where beer meets imagination. Products available at the Danbury Ice Arena.
The Prowlers cheer squad getting the fans into it. Early stages, second period, and the Hat-Tricks leading 3-2. Doug Latuca with you on a Friday night from McMorran Arena in Port Huron, Michigan. First of 2 games between these teams this weekend, and the opening game of a 4-game Michigan trip for the Hat-Tricks. Danbury will return back home for next week and then fly out to Fraser for 2 against Motor City. Bouncing puck at the right point. Zinchenko couldn't corral. Federally, cross-slot feed detected by Zinchenko, and Danbury from right to left. Off the stick of Noah Robinson. Kept in at the line, Vasiliev. Up the left wall, Rister. Off a leg. To the left point, LaBelle. Quickly across, Henning. Bouncing puck, thrown towards the net. Kick save and a beauty by Henning. At the blue line, turnaround bid. Stopped by Cooper, rebound, covered with the glove. A return to Port Huron for Dustin Henning. 5 seasons here with the Prowlers. Nearly 150 games with Port Huron. Acquired by the Hat-Tricks from Watertown mid-season last year. And this year, 3 assists in this his 13th game. Steady D-man. Prowlers from left to right have numbers. Shot saved, rebound tucked in. The initial shot from Vaughan, kicked out with the left pad by McClendon, but the follow-up slid past the outstretched pillow. Kenneth Stiles in his second game with Port Huron has his first goal. And it ties it at 3. Just a follow-up, and once again, Port Huron has come from behind to tie the game. Hat-Tricks led 1-0 early first. Prowlers with back-to-back goals to take a 2-1 lead. Danbury with consecutive strikes middle of the first. And here, it's Stiles with his first goal for the Prowlers this season in his second game. Has everything knotted at 3. LaBelle dancing around behind McClendon, who has faced 18 shots tonight as we approach the midway point of regulation. LaBelle with a couple head fakes. Outlet, tapped along Van Durken. Had the legs moving. Pocket was picked.
Time of that goal, 6 minutes and 56 seconds in the second period. Prowlers goal.
It's sent in, no icing. Anderson was tapping his stick near the offensive blue line. Bedard couldn't control. Now a tie-up, and the puck squirts out to center. Anderson flips it in on Cooper. Almost went for the whistle. Instead, Adam Heinzel behind the cage. Angles it off the boards. Too far for James. And an ice on the Prowlers. Brings the faceoff back into Port Huron territory. And Danbury keeping the same 5 on. Anderson, Vasiliev, Robinson, Rocky, and Henning. It appears that live stats are down here at McMorran Arena. Well, the goal for the Prowlers from Kenneth Stiles, the assist, Jake Vaughan. And it's 3-3. Officials chatting about something at center. Maybe determining if it was indeed an icing. They'll keep it. Graham and Vasiliev on the draw. Prowlers win it back. It's tapped along too far for Heinzel, who's crunched by Robinson below the goal line. Puck is available. Vasiliev took a tumble with Heinzel behind the cage. Both physical players. Henning racing over, collides with Graham in the corner. Robinson shouldering off the check of Graham, frees up Rocky, who outlets Vasiliev. Prowlers attempt to start the rush. It ramps off the stick and once again becomes a souvenir. Hat-tricks, just one victory in the last 6. Prowlers on a similar stretch, just one win in the previous 4. They did win on Wednesday 2-1 against the struggling Rockers, who come in 6th place in the Empire with just 8 points. They've played 12 games. They have just 3 wins. Hat-tricks with 4 wins through the first 12. 14 points, 4 behind the Prowlers, who have played 2 more games than Danbury coming into tonight and have 6 wins. Graham and Bedard in a race. 51 and Black wins it. At the left point, it's slung around Johnson. They play below the goal line. To the back, Parsons. Inside for Graham, through the legs. Graham, follow up off the post. And out of play. Graham in a prime scoring area. Found the puck all alone and found the iron. Prowlers have led once in the game, hat-tricks twice. Right now, stalemate at 3. Shots 19-17. Prowlers off the draw. Scantlebury airmails it. Dangerous again, Scantlebury. Similar to how Federley scored in the first period, right off the faceoff. Frolov clanks it off the boards, looking for Gamzatov. He fumbled, and the Prowlers lift it back into the hat-trick zone as we've played 10 minutes in the second period. Gamzatov uncorks, waffled to the near boards. Van Durken hops on it all the way around. LaBelle pitchforks it. Glove down. Bouncing puck. Outlet for Scantlebury on right wing. Bedard back on him. Scantlebury had the puck knocked off his stick by Van Durken. It bounced into the glove of McClendon. And now after the whistle, the first sign of extracurriculars, as Bedard had a grab of Scantlebury's helmet. The referee pointing at Scantlebury and then to the penalty box. Wonder if both Bedard and Scantlebury will go. Fans booing, but the hat-tricks will go to the power play. When we return, media timeout. We'll step aside on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network.
Stay warm this winter with Mitchell Oil. Reliable heating oil delivery and expert service to keep your home comfortable. Call Mitchell Oil today for quality service you can trust. Treat yourself at Peach Wave of Bethel. Fresh frozen yogurt with endless topping combinations. Visit today and create your perfect dessert, Peach Wave, where the possibilities are sweet. Building something special, Kellogg Hardwood Lumber has the finest kiln-dried hardwood lumber for all your projects. From flooring to furniture, we have what you need. Visit Kellogg Hardwood Lumber today. From sports injuries to joint pain, Ortho Connecticut has you covered. Expert orthopedic care for every body. Call today to schedule your consultation. Ortho Connecticut, where movement matters. Looking for reliable waste management solutions? Oak Ridge provides efficient, eco-friendly waste and recycling services for businesses and homes. Call Oak Ridge today and simplify your waste disposal. Looking for the perfect place to work on your golf game? Head to Golf Ranch in Brookfield. With a covered driving range, lessons for all skill levels, and a fun 18-hole mini golf course, there's something for everyone. Get ready to tee off at Golf Ranch in Brookfield.
Danbury's all of a sudden scorching power play gets another try in a 3-3 game just past the midway point of the second period. Doug Latuca live here on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network from McMorran Arena in Port Huron, Michigan. Hat-Tricks 2 for their last 6 on the power play, including a goal from Vadim Frolov tonight, and a chance to take the lead for the third time in this game. Ruiz, Vasiliev, Frolov, Ratcliffe, and LaBelle on. Vasiliev taking the place of Harwell, who's not with the team this weekend, nor is Zach Pamelayan, who a couple points in this season saw time on the second unit, quarterbacking. LaBelle, the only D-man out there for Danbury right now. Ruiz slings it cross ice, Ratcliffe. LaBelle down low, the one-touch feed from Frolov. Flubbed off his stick, and the Prowlers clear the ice. The penalty was unsportsmanlike conduct on Tucker Scantlebury at 10:14. Frolov corrals a juggling puck, slipped inside Ratcliffe with 1:20 on the power play. LaBelle wrister, flutters wide, secured Ruiz near side, rimmed around Frolov, picked up by Ratcliffe. Up the wall, through for Frolov, the head fake, looks middle, fanned on the pass, bouncing puck, keeps it alive, knocked down by James. Centering Ruiz, he's in! Kick save by Cooper! Somewhat of a broken play, but Ruiz found it in the low slot, and Cooper with his best save of the night with the left pad. 45 ticks on the power play. Second unit on. Zinchenko flies left wing. Rims it around. Johnson gets there for the Prowlers, and Parsons sends it the length. 20 shots for the Prowlers, 19 for the Hat-Tricks. And a tie game. Elevated pass, batted down by Robinson, steps inside the line. Far side Anderson, dropped off for Gonzalez, filters it for Anderson. Inside Gamzatov, turns, shoots, it's deflected and stopped by Cooper. Prowlers clear, and that practically does it for the power play. And McClendon iced the puck, looking for a quick up, and instead iced the puck with just 2 seconds remaining on Danbury's power play. Hat-Tricks with a flurry of chances on this man advantage. Once again, generating opportunities, but this time cannot beat Cooper. Back to 5-on-5. Scantlebury is out of the box. Anderson kisses it off the glass. Bouncing puck. Hat-Tricks offside. Forced to touch up. Gives the Prowlers some room to operate, and they turn the puck over. James at center. Bursts in. Handing off, the drop pass, toe drag, backhander kick save by McClendon, stopping Stiles, who was in search of his second of the night. Scored his first of the season earlier this period. He's got it, into the zone, drops off, a whistle, and I believe it's a penalty on the Prowlers. Adam Heintzel furious, came back to the bench, had his stick over his head like he was trying to chop a piece of wood. Instead, kept the twig alive. No penalty. Face-off is at the far dot outside the zone. Van Durken storms in, gives for Frolov. Rister knocked down. Frolov back on it behind the net. The lefty spinning, looking middle, gets it there, and Bedard fanned, and it skitters down the ice. Frolov dancing behind the net, had Bedard all alone near that right circle. The defenseman in search of his first goal in his second stint with the Hat-Tricks. The outlet too far for Vasiliev, off the end boards, in front. Vasiliev nearly lifted the stick of Johnson. To the right point, Frolov with Bedard in deep. It's Vasiliev behind the cage, saucing it for Bedard, centering pass, knocked away by Johnson. First one there, Vasiliev to the right point. Frolov darts towards the net. Drops off Vasiliev, return from Frolov, centers, heading, scores! In his return to Port Huron, Dustin Henning makes it 4-3 Danbury. What a moment. His first goal of the season, had gone 8 straight games without a point, and he puts the Hat-Tricks in front for the 3rd time tonight. The bench jumped up in jubilation following that Henning goal. Not only does it give the Hat-Tricks the lead, but for Henning, someone who had nearly spent 150 games here in Port Huron, was on the original Prowlers squad 10 years ago. He scores his first goal of the season on a heck of an offensive zone shift for Danbury. Looking for more. Radcliffe's all alone, and the shot stopped by Cooper. Rebound, Ruiz swatting at it, and it's cleared by the Prowlers. Chip in charge. Woolley denies it. Gonzalez slips it for Woolley. Has 2 goals already tonight. Dragging. Looking for the trailer Anderson. It's picked off. There goes Stiles. Over the center ice logo. Veers off right wing. And the play offside will bring the face-off to the neutral zone. Rotke across for Bedard. Chugs through center. Looking for the stick of Anderson. Too hot to handle. And Scantlebury with speed. Cuts inside. Glove save. It was Anderson back on defense. Did just enough. McClendon got the glove on it as well. As the Prowlers search for an answer. James, right wing, looking for Graham. Knocked away by Bedard. Graham circles the net. The righty on the backhand, centering try, blocked by Zinchenko. It's free, bouncing around on the slot. Robinson flips it ahead. Zinchenko now locates it right in front of him. Slips it through the legs of Parsons. But the Prowlers take it away, and Graham did not get the red line, and it's an icing. Prowlers do have about 1.5 minutes to rest, with this being the final media timeout of the second period. But Dustin Henning, with his first goal of the season in his return to Port Huron, has the Hat-Tricks up 4-3. Stay with us.
Hat-Tricks fans, are you hungry? Caroluzzi's Markets has the best sub shop and the best selection of chef-prepared meals for easy dinners. Caroluzzi's is your one-stop supermarket for all your grocery needs and so much more. Craving something sweet? Crumble Cookies in Danbury has the freshest, warmest cookies around. With new flavors every week, there's always a reason to treat yourself. Visit Crumble today. Products available at the Danbury Ice Arena. Hey Hat-Tricks fans, for a comfortable stay with great amenities, the only choice is the La Quinta by Wyndham in Danbury. Ask for the Hat-Tricks friends and family rate. You can't beat it. La Quinta. Get back to feeling your best with Hat City Physical Therapy. Personalized care for every body and every injury. Call today to start your recovery. Hat City Physical Therapy. Your health is our focus. Fairfield County Bank is the official bank of the Danbury Hat-Tricks. It's where the Hat-Tricks bank and the tellers wear the Danbury Hat-Tricks top hat. Fairfield County Bank is the hometown bank of the Danbury Hat-Tricks and are proud to support their hometown team.
4:22 to go, middle frame. And the Hat-Tricks in front by 1, thanks to Dustin Henning. A one-timer in tight, beat Cooper. And for the third time in this game, the Hat-Tricks possess a one-goal lead. The goal Henning from Frolov and Vasiliev at 13:49. First point as a hat-trick for Vasiliev. In this his second game, the former KHLer. Number 10 in white. Federle flips it just wide of the glove of McClendon. Looking for his second. Available puck. LaBelle chops it down the ice. Racing after is Johnson, has Frolov on his hip. The lead is for Johnson. Steps inside the line, gives off Federle. Gave it away to Frolov. He darts up the right wing, slides it Van Durkin, looking for Gamzatov. It's on the stick, Frolov shoots, blocked. Gamzatov's bid, stopped by Cooper. Right point, LaBelle. Feathers it below the goal line. Pinching in is Gonzalez. Now back out to the blue line. Give off for LaBelle. Tape to tape, Woolley. Turned back to the front through Gamzatov. And Graham met with LaBelle. Second effort. Clears the zone. The lead for Van Durkin. Backhand sauce for Ratcliffe. Woolley follows it up for Ratcliffe. One-timer partially blocked. And the Prowlers hope to reorganize. Instead, it's a bouncing puck. Gonzalez nearly had his pocket picked. It's chopped in on McClendon, and he covers as Vaughan was pestering him from behind. Face off at the far circle. It's Ruiz and Sim. Hat-Tricks captain wins it. Gonzalez in the near corner. Uses the glass, gloved by Heinzel. Woolley keeps it moving forward. Prowlers wanted an ice there, but Woolley got the red line. Navigating through center is Sim. Henning back on defense. Sim shoots, blocked off the leg pad of Henning. Ratcliffe, the outlet for Ruiz, who touches it along and gets a change. Tapped as far as the blue line. And Vasiliev back into the Prowler zone. Has Anderson. The lefty settles, centers. Out to Henning at the right point. It's free and taken in by Felmstrom with Robinson chasing after him. Felmstrom gives off James. Backside Scantleberry. Too far in front. It's rolling on the dasher. Batted down by Anderson, who takes a lick in the corner, but clears. Felmstrom turned away by Anderson. Prowlers reorganize, 1:30 to go in the second period. The lead for Stiles on right wing. Rocky back, Stiles shoots, save McClendon, and he hops on top for a whistle. Hat-Tricks with 3 goals in the first, and the go-ahead score here in the second. Woolley with 2. Frolov on the power play. Those 3 coming in the first, and Henning with the go-ahead goal here in the second period. It's a 2-point night for Vadim Frolov, who assisted on that Henning goal. Mentioned Vasiliev with his first point in a Hat-Tricks uniform. Danbury with numbers. Cooper blockers it away. Gonzalez tied up in the corner, 2 white jerseys, 2 black, and Johnson one-handed ahead for Federley. A turnover. Frolov clanks it off the boards. Parsons retrieves. Has it in front of the net. Lofted in on McClendon, and he opts for the whistle. Solid crowd here at McMorran Arena in Port Huron, Michigan. The opening game of the weekend. Second game of the week for both of these teams. And the squads finishing up their 3-game week tomorrow night. Same time, catch the game right here on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network. Off the draw, centering pass was blocked. Sim below the goal line, creeps out from the corner, centers for Ratcliffe took it away, and Gonzalez out in front of the pack, gets to the puck first, sweeps it towards the goal. Gonzalez back on it, centers again. Heinzel takes it away. Final 15 of the period. LaBelle. Content to let the final 5 tick off. And the Hat-Tricks enter the 3rd period with a 1-goal lead. Another entertaining period. Not as many goals as we saw in the first. 1 apiece. Kenneth Stiles tied the game at 6:56. His first as a Prowler in just his 2nd game here in Port Huron. Jake Vaughan with the assist. But Dustin Henning, first goal of the year for the veteran D-man, has propelled the Hat-Tricks to a 1-goal advantage. Frolov and Vasiliev with the helpers following a long shift in the Port Huron zone. Shots are nearly even. They're 25-24 in favor of the home team. Danbury with 11 shots in the second. Prowlers with 13. But on the scoreboard, Danbury has beaten Cooper 4 times in Reed Cooper's FPHL debut. Quite the resume for Cooper, who joins Port Huron after making a couple appearances in the SPHL with the Pensacola Ice Flyers and the Macon Mayhem. Very interesting story with Cooper. He signed an amateur contract with the Washington Capitals a couple seasons ago. Capitals were dealing with some injuries, didn't have the cap space to sign anybody, so they picked up Cooper on a cheap deal, went through warm-ups, got a couple of cool pictures in the Capitals uniform, and sat on the bench for an NHL game. That was back in 2022-23 when he was fresh out of Curry College, which is Division III NCAA. Impressive numbers over 2 years with Curry College. A combined goals against average around 2 and a save percentage at around .920. That was after playing 3 seasons with Robert Morris University from 18 to 21. At D1. And he's bounced around a couple of ECHL squads, most notably with the South Carolina Stingrays in 23-24. Appeared in 6 games, had a goals against average under 3, and a record of 3-1. But his hockey journey has taken him to Port Huron for a Prowlers team that has struggled in net. Between a couple of goaltenders, but the Prowlers going with a 1A and 1B type of backstop with Reed Cooper and Valtteri Nusenainen, who has had the bulk of the starts for the Prowlers. So a two-man goalie battle for Port Huron, and so far 4 goals through 2 periods for the Hat-Tricks offense, and some that Cooper would want back, specifically the first one where he turned it over to Woolley, had a tap in. But a couple beauties from Danbury. Woolley's second, an outside-inside move, and the finish, clipping it inside the right post. Henning had a tap in on the doorstep, which has given the Hat-Tricks a lead, and the other goal, a deflection from Frolov on the power play. Important still to note, no Chase Harwell, no Zach Pamelayan tonight or tomorrow for the Hat-Tricks. Danbury already shorthanded a defenseman with no ZP, so these 15 skaters hope to finish off a victory tonight in the final 20 of regulation, and then we'll do it again tomorrow. Same place, same time, tomorrow night. An important road stretch for the Hat-Tricks, who have played a bulk of their games on home ice this season. Tonight, Danbury's 13th game, and they have played 7 games at home, and now 6 games on the road. But Danbury, with just 2 wins in the previous 5 road games, 1 in Binghamton. That was earlier on this month, and then just 3 games in, that dominant, 4 games in rather, the dominant performance against Hudson Valley, 9-3 finish to close out October. But the Hat-Tricks, who, as we've spoken about, with just 2 wins in the month of November, W's have been hard to come by for Danbury, but grabbed one last Saturday. Arguably the best win of the year against the number 2 team in the Empire, the Black Bears, 7-4. A tight loss on Wednesday, Thanksgiving Eve, to Binghamton, a game that could have went either way. Hat-Tricks were happy with their effort after that game, just could not get that game-tying goal in the 3rd. And tonight, 4 goals on 24 shots. And after it was back and forth, looked like this could be a high-scoring affair. Hat-Tricks have clamped down on defense. Did allow that 1 goal early stages of the second, but we'll have a concerted effort to keep the puck away from Frankie McClendon in his 2nd start of the season, his 3rd appearance. Chuck a puck just wrapping up here at McMorran Arena. There we go. A lot of mix today. You got McClendon, McCullum's the backup, McMorran Arena. Got to get it all sorted, folks. So we'll step aside and then return for the exciting 3rd period as the Hat-Tricks attempt to hold on to a 1-goal lead. Stay with us. This is Friday night Danbury Hat-Tricks hockey right here on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network. the final 20 minutes of regulation from Port Huron, Michigan, inside McMorran Arena. The Hat-Tricks open a hold on to a regulation win over the Prowlers in the first of 2 games this weekend. Doug Latuca back with you on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network. Glad you have decided to stick around and tune in to some Hat-Tricks hockey on the road. Danbury in the middle of a 6-game road trip with games 2 and 3 of that stint here in Port Huron. Games 4 and 5 are slated to be played in Fraser, Michigan. And so far, so good for Danbury. And right now, the go-ahead goal from Dustin Henning, his first of the year in just his 4th game back here in Port Huron. As a member of a different team, played 3 games with the Watertown Wolves in January of 2024. But in his first game as a hat-trick back here in Port Huron, he has the go-ahead goal. The former Prowler for parts of 5 seasons, nearly 150 games. And just getting to know Henning over the last season or so, when he was acquired from Watertown last year. Big locker room presence, veteran glue guy, has a wealth of hockey knowledge and experience, and a huge goal to push the Hat-Tricks back in front for the 3rd time in this game. Danbury trying to hold on for a regulation win, which would bring them 1 point behind the Prowlers for 3rd place in the division. We've said it countless times, you don't want to standings watch this early in the year. It's only November, but you don't want this to become a runaway. And so far, the 2 teams well ahead of the pack, the Black Bears and the Wolves, with 31 and 29 points respectively. Watertown has played 2 fewer games than Binghamton as well. So these big points against a division foe, and on the road, not easy to come away with points away from the Danbury Ice Arena. That's what the Hat-Tricks attempt to do in the final 20 minutes of this contest. There's only 10 seconds left on the intermission clock, and neither team is on the ice. Fans are wondering what's going on. Now the refs have hit the surface. That might delay things a couple of minutes. It gives us time to provide a scoring summary. Danbury with 4 goals. Port Huron with 3, and the Hat-Tricks got the party started. Connor Woolley at 1:45 from Ratcliffe and LaBelle. It was really from Cooper, Port Huron's goaltender. Gave it right to Woolley, who sniped it into the open cage. Made it 1-0, but the Prowlers with the next 2, Frazee and Federley at 4:30 and 8:27, gave Port Huron its only lead of the game. 2 minutes after that, Vadim Frolov once again in front of the net, scoring on the power play, a deflection from the LaBelle shot. Tied the game up at 2. And it was Connor Woolley again, who is surging and buzzing around at 11:35. Scored the go-ahead goal. Zinchenko and Rocky with the assists. And for Rocky, that is his first point as a hat-trick. In the second, Styles from Vaughan at 6:56. But Henning right now with the go-ahead goal from Frolov and Vasiliev at 13:49. Hat-Tricks looking to hang on here in Port Huron. The puck is down, and let's get going in the 3rd period. And 9 seconds in, McClendon covers it up for the whistle. So Van Durken and Sim for the draw. Number 15 in black. Bedard reversing for Gonzalez. The lead for Gamzatov, touches and races after it. He'll drop it off. Prowlers take it away, and Scantlebury off to the races from right to left. Rocky fresh off the bench. Scantlebury to the goal, crashes on McClendon, and they score! The initial shot was stopped, and then Scantlebury went crashing into McClendon. The puck crosses the line, and not even 30 seconds into the third, the Prowlers tie it at 4. McClendon is slow to get back to his skates. And the hat trick's confused how that counts. And Scantlebury went crashing into McClendon. That's the only reason why the puck went in. Now LaBelle over to the referee, having a discussion. If the goal stands, it's Scantlebury's 4th of the year, his 9th point. And what a start for the Prowlers. So it is a good goal and a rough way to start the third period for the Hat-Tricks. Again, not much McClendon could do. He had Scantlebury full speed sliding into him, and the momentum and the impact nudged the puck over the line. So, once again, we are tied. This time at 4. Robinson shovels it ahead. Johnson retrieving for the Prowlers. Federley scored in the first. Back for Johnson, hat-tricks back off. With a minute erased in this third period. Now 4-4 game. Fluttered in by Parsons. Corralled near side. Then poked free. Stiles looking backdoor for Frazee. Disconnected. And Woolley finds Robinson over the red line and into the catching mitt of Reed. Cooper, his FPHL debut, allowed a goal on the first shot he faced. Gonzalez with the sauce for Ruiz. Off his blade, Stiles wheels it in. Bouncing puck, settled by Gonzalez. Staple to the boards, lost an edge. Free puck behind the net. Spinning in the corner is Lias. He's sent flying. Left point, Heinzel winds, blocked. Scooped up by Jonas Lias. Hat-tricks failed to clear, but a giveaway allows Danbury to send it down. It goes on net, so no icing. Hat-tricks make changes. Prowlers back on the attack. Steered aside McClendon. On the other end, it's Gamzatov. Shoved off the puck by Scantlebury, who has tied this game at 4. He'll wheel around the net and rim it to the near corner. The goal, Scantlebury from Luke James at 29 seconds of this period. Got the crowd right back into it. Bedard took a nudge from Scantlebury, and the hat-tricks ice the puck. So Scantlebury's goal has evened this game up yet again. It was tied up at 2-2 in that first period. Then 3-3 and now 4-4, and the Prowlers nearly took the lead on a backdoor feed, looking for Frazee on the doorstep. Frolov comes out of the pile. Fumbled the puck, Rams stole it, filtered towards the net, stopped by Bedard, who gets the blue, the red, but cannot get it in deep. Anderson supporting a whistle and offside on the Hat-Tricks. Both teams make changes. Early stages in the third. First game of the weekend set between the two teams and the opening game of this 7-game season series. These two games, and then both teams meet back up in February and early March. Tipped out of play by Federley. Hat-Tricks won 4 of the 5 games last year against the Prowlers. All 5 were played in Danbury. Hat-Tricks have only lost 4 of 18 games all time against Port Huron. They've never lost in regulation on home ice, and the only regulation loss out of the 18 for the Hat-Tricks was back in 2021, 4-3 here at McMorran Arena. Slingshot off the end boards, right back into the Prowlers zone. Brett Lockhart across the ice. Vaughan nearly lost it to Vasiliev, but Lockhart zigzags through center. Steps inside the line to play offside. Stiles was in the zone. Couldn't believe it. Said, hey, me, I was offside? No, that can't be right. Linesman saw it, and they call it. So the face-off at the near dot. Outside the Hat-Tricks bench. Simon Ruiz, Prowlers come away with the puck and pound it in. Glove down by Gonzalez, D to D Bedard. Ahead for Woolley, who taps it behind the Prowler goal. Cooper touching it on. And Alex Johnson mans the controls for Port Huron. 4.5 off the clock, third period, tie game. Woolley finishing his check on Johnson. And there's a whistle, and they call a hand pass. So the face-off goes to that far dot outside the Danbury zone. Thought maybe they got Woolley for that hit on Johnson, but it was clean. Just outside the Prowler zone. Now it's go time for Danbury, who this season has struggled to come away with victory, specifically here in November, and find themselves in an interesting position. When you look at the numbers, the Hat-Tricks, when leading after the second period, have won 5 of the 6 games where that has been the case. Rather, they've won 4 of the 6 and picked up points. They score! It's Van Durkin, and the Hat-Tricks are back in front, 5-4. Gleb's hot start continues. The Ruskies do it again. An assist last night for Van Durkin. He's got his 4th goal in his 9th game with the Hat-Tricks. And it pushes Danbury in front 5-4. A big response from Gleb Van Durkin and the Danbury Hat-Tricks. And the lead for the 4th time in this game. Now can they hold on? Too busy giving you the numbers on Danbury leading after 2. They won 3 of the 5 games where that's been the reality, trying to make it 4. Here's Van Durkin again to the net. And Heinzel swept it away. Right point Bedard. Rister tipped on, kept out by Cooper. Behind the net, Stiles. Angled off the boards. Through center, filtered in. Scantlebury beats Bedard to the puck. Chops it near corner. Wheels it around the kick plate. Scooped up by Sim. Henning stole it away. Centering pass and a collision in the near corner. Ratcliffe went down. And an icing on Danbury. Van Durkin with his 4th goal of the year from Gamzatov and Rotke. 2nd assist for Rotke tonight. And 5 minutes into the 3rd. And the Hat-Tricks have a 5-4 lead. Media timeout here in Michigan will step aside on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network.
When legal matters arise, trust Chipman, Mizuko, and Emerson. Expert legal guidance for businesses and individuals. Your case matters. Let us help you with personalized professional service. Keep your car running smoothly with Dowler Garage. From maintenance to repairs, trust our experts to get the job done right. Visit Dowler Garage in New Preston today. Service you can depend on. When disaster strikes, Paul Davis is here to help. From fire and water damage to mold removal, we provide fast and reliable restoration services. Paul Davis, restoring your peace of mind. Need tickets? TicketSmarter makes it easy to find and buy tickets for concert, sports, and more. Visit TicketSmarter.com today and get the best seats in the house. Frustrated with your business's sluggish tech? Advanced Computer Technologies is here to help. From IT solutions to cybersecurity, we've got you covered. Call us today and keep your business tech on track towards the future.
Back in Port Huron, Michigan, and the Hat-Tricks have the lead for the 4th time tonight. Gleb Van Durkin from a feed off the stick of Alexander Gamzatov. And a one-timer right in front, 5 minutes into the 3rd. Has Danbury ahead by 1 in the first of 2 games between these sides. Off the draw, Johnson flutters one towards the goal. It's blocked by Van Durkin. Outlet for Frolov. Gave it to Johnson. At the red line, it's ramped in off a stick to the near corner. Henning taps it for Robinson. Angled off the boards by Van Durkin. And an icing on the Hat-Tricks. Face off back into the Danbury zone. 29 shots for the Hat-Tricks. 5 goals. 30 shots for Port Huron. Found the back of the net 4 times. Frankie McClendon making his 2nd start of the year for Danbury. Trying to preserve the lead. Nearly given away to Robinson, but Federley whacks it back into the Hat-Trick zone. Touched along. And Federley backtracking in his zone. Vasiliev chips and charges. Worked on by Federley. Vasiliev to the left point. Rotke couldn't hold the line. But LaBelle slams it back in. Anderson, after it, goes crashing into the boards, and that's a penalty. Anderson hauled down by Parsons. Hat-Tricks right back to the power play. They've had some success in this game. They've had some success over the last couple of games. 1 for 2 so far tonight. They were 1 for 5 on Wednesday against Binghamton. And they can extend the lead to 2. Hat-Tricks have led by 1 3 separate times in this game. A cushion would be nice. Can get it here on the power play. Vasiliev turns, his shot blocked. He's back on it behind the net. Slides it for Frolov, right point Ratcliffe. Straight away LaBelle for Ruiz, has space. Bouncing puck settles. Ratcliffe for Frolov, has room in front. Vasiliev tapped it towards the goal and Cooper covers. And then Vasiliev dumped in front of the net. He appears to be all right. He'll stay out there. with 27 seconds off the Hat-Tricks power play. A trip on Parsons at 7:03. Ruiz, Vasiliev, Frolov, Ratcliffe, and LaBelle. Face off to the right of Cooper. Federley and Vasiliev. Danbury wins it. LaBelle for Ruiz. One-timer stop. Rebound. Vasiliev tried to pass it down low for Frolov. Stolen away and cleared. A good look from Vasiliev. But Frolov was tied up. Didn't have a great angle on that right post. Into the zone, Ratcliffe dropping Ruiz. Shoots, save. It's underneath Cooper. And no rebound. 1:07 to go on the power play. And now the second unit on. Once again, plenty of zone time, movement, and shots. Up to the second unit to beat Cooper. Graham off the draw, shovels it, looking for James. Through him, Robinson back for the Hat-Tricks. With Zinchenko, Anderson, Gamzatov. Gonzalez and Robinson on the ice as Anderson lets one go and it deflects into the netting.
All right, fans, that winning Booster Club t-shirt raffle ticket number is ticket number 288.
Still 44 seconds on the Hat-Tricks power play. Plenty of time to do damage.
Ticket number 288.
Another O-zone face-off. Simon Anderson comes back for Robinson. This is third game with the Hat-Tricks. Gamzatov glued to the boards by Heinzel. It squirts free, then put back into a clog. Zinchenko with it, centers, looking for Anderson, partially deflected. Now it's Zinchenko to the right point, Anderson walking in, pass down low, one-timer. Went wide, back up top for Anderson, for Robinson, has it, shoots! Saved by Cooper. And no crumbs. Cooper keeping the Prowlers in this game. Hat-Tricks up to 31 shots. And one last chance for the top unit, 11 seconds. It's Bedard and Gonzalez on defense. No LaBelle here as this power play time is winding down. Face-off win for the Prowlers and the clear. McClendon out of the net. Reverses for Gonzalez, and that is it for the man advantage. Danbury 1 for 3. Vasiliev storms in, one-hander. Stopped by Cooper. Out the other side, it's Stiles. Spins off a check. Chips it in, Rotke. Finds Frolov, miscommunication near the blue line, bouncing puck. Pitchforked out to center ice. Prowlers in search of the game-tying goal as we have nearly hit the midway point of the final frame. Icing called on Port Huron. Now the Prowlers bench asking if they can change that ruling. The original players from the icing must stay on the ice. And Danbury sends out Ruiz, Ratcliffe, and Woolley. Off the draw, Ruiz. Where's the puck? It's on the stick of Stiles as Ruiz attempted to bank it off the back of Cooper. Had two chances at it. Stayed out of the net. Here's a wrister wide from Alex Johnson. Walking right down the slot, and he ripped it wide. From behind the net, Parsons gets the red line. Fires it in. Henning for Danbury. Touched out of the zone by Ratcliffe. Leas lost it to Ratcliffe. Was hoping for Woolley up the left wing. Turned away. Ruiz at center ice. Floats it in on Cooper. As we're under 10 to go in the third, Hat-Tricks clinging to a 1-goal lead. A turnover, Zinchenko in front for Anderson. Blocker saved by Cooper. A 2-on-0, Cooper keeps it a 1-goal game. Scantlebury scored earlier in the period to tie it at 4. He shoots, gobbled up by McClendon. Another media timeout here at McMorran Arena in Port Huron, Michigan. Dustin Henning and Gleb Van Durken, the last 2 goals. And the Hat-Tricks in front by 1. We'll step aside on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network.
Craving that perfect thin crust pizza? Head to Van's Bar Style Pizza in Danbury. Enjoy delicious, crispy edge bar style pizza and have some fun in our arcade while you're here. Great food and entertainment for the whole family, only at Van's Bar Style Pizza in Danbury. Looking for your next ride? Orchard Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Hudson has you covered. With a wide selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, plus unbeatable deals, Orchard CDJR is your one-stop shop for all things automotive. Visit Orchard Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Hudson today, where great cars meet great service. Diversified Printing Solutions in Danbury is the Hat-Tricks official printing partner. You want it printed? Call Tina and let them get it inked up for you. DPS Printing Solutions. They can do it all. Locally owned, printed on paper from Connecticut trees. Upgrade your home with Buzz 8 Appliance, offering the latest in appliances with expert service and unbeatable prices. Visit us today or shop online. Buzz 8 Appliance, your local home solution.
Under 10 to go inside McMorran Arena in Port Huron, Michigan. First of 2 games between the Hat-Tricks and Prowlers, and Danbury is clinging to a 1-goal lead thanks to Gleb Van Durken's goal 5 minutes into this period. Bedard uses the glass out to center. Prowlers hemmed in their zone. Filmstrom. D-to-D, the puck's free, squirts in front, and almost tapped home by Frolov. Would have been his second of the game. Cross corner dump. Gonzalez retrieves, bats it for Bedard. Pressured by Scantlebury, forces the turnover. Swooping around the net is Federley. To the back, Filmstrom. Rister off the shin pad of Frolov. Right point, Filmstrom couldn't keep it as it bounced through the wickets. The lead for Federley. Got a piece, no icing. Prowlers make changes, as do the Hat-Trick forwards. Bedard chased behind the net by Vahan. Left wing, Woolley dances inside. Tried to set up Ratcliffe. Puck near the blue line, tapped out to center. Rocky D-to-D, LaBelle. Quick up for Ratcliffe. Touches it in. Cooper. The outlet. Intercepted Woolley. Fanned on the dump in, second try, through for Ruiz. Puck bounces in the air, then in front, and Cooper's got it.
Hey fans, get those 50-50 tickets out at the next stop in play. We'll announce tonight's winner.
Ruiz, Ratcliffe, and Woolley off. Vasiliev, Zinchenko, and Robinson on, with LaBelle and Rocky on defense. The face-off is Stiles and Vasiliev. Danbury would love an insurance goal here. LaBelle's bid blocked off the end glass. Kicked along by Vasiliev. Zinchenko took a hit. And Federley right up the middle. Flips it into the far corner. LaBelle had his stick lifted. Stiles, near side. Reversing for James. Out for Federley. Walks that blue line. Bouncing puck, James. Harassed by Vasiliev, who sends it all the way down. Did it hit a Prowler? No, it did not. So an ice.
All right, fans, tonight's winning 50-50 ticket number is ticket number 4222155. Again, that's
Hat-Tricks led 3-2 after 1, 4-3 after 2. And after the Prowlers tied this game 29 seconds into this period, Van Durken with the go-ahead goal 5 minutes in to retake the lead. LaBelle harassed by Graham, leads Zinchenko, angled for Van Durken, into the zone, slappers stopped and covered with a snow shower provided by Robinson onto Cooper. In his FPHL debut, Reed Cooper, 5 goals on 35 shots. McClendon tonight, 28 for 32. Draw out the far circle. Van Durken and Graham. Hat-tricks win. Henning slips it behind the net. Gamzatov tied up. Worked free Bedard. High rising shot all the way around. Hit off a stanchion and right onto a Prowler stick and down the ice. Frolov, impacted by Graham, lost the puck. Graham handing it off, going wide behind the net. Van Durken was tied up with Lias. Frolov keeps, slings it wide. It's chopped down the ice, but Frazee gets there first, negates the icing. Henning clamps him to the boards, all the way around Federley. At the blue line, gave it away. Ruiz clears, might have too much for icing, and it does. So with Ruiz falling to the ice, tried to use the boards to slow it up, but too much mustard on it. And the face-off back in the hat-trick zone. Less than 6 remaining in the third. Hat-tricks 5, Prowlers 4. LaBelle hacked at by Scantlebury, who lost his stick. And now Scantlebury holding his right arm, still in the zone. Huddled over and gets to the bench. Not a good sign for Port Huron. Scantlebury had the game-tying goal earlier in this period. Parsons shovels it in deep. Gonzalez D to D LaBelle. Right up the middle, Ratcliffe touches for Woolley. Fumbled off his stick. And Graham galloping. Flips it in deep. That is Johnson. Hit Gonzalez behind the net. Then peeled off. And Gonzalez soars it through center. Glove down by number 51, Matt Graham. Jake Vaughan. Into the Danbury zone. Woolley tapping ahead for Vasiliev. Robinson in front of the pack. Centers. And Cooper holds on as we have hit the final media timeout of regulation. The Hat-tricks with a 1-goal lead. The last 4:38 when we come back on the Hat-tricks Digital Network.
Craving breakfast all day? Come to IHOP for pancakes, omelets, and more any time of the day. Visit your local IHOP today because breakfast is always a good idea. Kick back and relax with a cold beer from Housatonic River Brewing. Craft brews made locally with love. Visit our tap room today. Housatonic River Brewing, where great beer meets great company. Products available at the Danbury Ice Arena. Ready for your dream getaway? Let Dream Vacations plan the perfect trip for you. From cruises to tropical resorts, we make travel easy. Call today and start packing for your dream vacation. Start your morning right with Grounds Donut House. Delicious donuts, fresh coffee, and local charm. Visit us today for a sweet start to your day. Grounds Donut House, where every bite is a delight. Products available at the Danbury Ice Arena. Need quality dental care? Aspen Dental makes it easy to get the smile you deserve. Affordable, reliable, and convenient. Call now to schedule your appointment at Aspen Dental, where we bring smiles to life.
This is it. the final 4:38 of regulation. And the Hat-Tricks in search of 3 points, trying to hold on to a 5-4 lead late in the third period. A game in which the Hat-Tricks have led 4 separate times, have 2 goals from Woolley, 1 from Henning, and then 2 from the Russians, Frolov and Van Durken's huge goal in the third, the 5th for Danbury, and the lead. Just taking a look over at Frankie McClendon, who is staring in that far corner. Spoke with the officials, not exactly sure what happened there, but now we drop the puck. Rocky gives off for Robinson, barely kept in at the line. His bid towards the goal was deflected out to center, and then an icing on the Hat-Tricks as Henning was backtracking and went back over the red line. So an ice with 4:25 to go. Robinson and Graham for the draw. Graham, the last time these two met back in March, final game of the 3-game weekend, he had the overtime winner. Prowlers' first win in Danbury since the Hat-Tricks' inaugural season. The puck is lifted out of play, and it's a delay of game on Jeremy Rocky. He looks to the ceiling, just tried to clear. Puck was on edge, and the Prowlers gifted a power play in the final 4:12 of regulation. Prowlers 1 for 2 on the man advantage tonight. Biggest kill of the game. Ruiz down the ice. It was Joel Frazee in the first period with a power play goal. At the time, tied the game at 1. We are far removed from that. Shots 35-32 Prowlers. They're on the man advantage. Graham hands off for Johnson. To the back, Federley. Controls the rolling puck. Johnson down low for Graham. Return Johnson. Drag shoots. Saved by McClendon. And he's got it clamped under the right arm. Time, of course, becoming a factor in this one. 1:16 left on the Rocky delay of game. Shot the puck out of play in the D zone. Van Durken, Zinchenko, Henning, and Gonzalez for the kill. Draw one straight back by Stiles. Scantlebury at the blue line. Fjellstrom near boards. Switches spots with Scantlebury. Pass inside, deflected, rebound, whacked at. Oh, what a save by McClendon! I think he got the blocker on it. Unbelievable stop. Didn't have his stick either. Van Durken will chip it out of the zone. Prowlers forced to reset on the power play thanks to McClendon. Scantlebury zips in, hands off, the shot blocked. Off the end board, Scantlebury to it, but Ruiz lifts the stick and sails it down. Final 20 seconds on the power play. 2.5 remaining in the third. Scantlebury around LaBelle, off the right wing, fending off the check, backdoor feed, misconnects. And LaBelle touches it out of the zone, and that is it. Back to 5-on-5, thanks to Frankie McClendon. Right wing, Frazee, backhander save, rebound, swept away at the last second by Ruiz. Johnson was there. Frazee, low left corner. Frazee has it back, circles the net, centers, the shot, blocked! Bedard diving. On it, Lockhart, who just had his bid blocked. A race forward in the corner. Johnson. Down on the ice, LaBelle was looking for the puck. Squirts to the far corner, Rockies out of the box. LaBelle hard off the boards. That results in an icing.
Put your hands up in the air, put your hands up in the air, put your hands up in the air, put your hands up in the air.
Frankie McClendon in his second start of the year. What a job. To keep the 1-goal lead. So following the icing, the referees now meeting and debating who should be on the ice, which gives the Hat-Tricks a little bit of time to catch their breath. And it's a timeout for the Prowlers. Would have been an interesting way for the Prowlers to tie this game. The Hat-Tricks entered tonight with the fewest penalty minutes in the Empire Division, third fewest out of 14 teams in the Fed. And the Prowlers almost tied the game on the power play with Frankie McClendon bailing them out on a lunging stop with the blocker. Didn't even have his stick in hand. If you're just joining us, we welcome you. You've got 1:25 of regulation to watch. Recap the goals. Danbury with 3 in the first. Woolley, Frolov, and Woolley again. Port Huron had 2 of their own, Frazee and Federley. In the second, also 1 goal apiece. Stiles, 6:56 into the frame. And then Henning at 13:49, his first of the year. And then in this period, the Prowlers tied the game up again, 29 ticks in. Scantlebury, but Van Durken right now with the go-ahead goal. That was 5 minutes in. Face off in the Hat-Trick zone. Graham and Ruiz. Following the Hat-Trick's icing and the Prowlers timeout. Off the tie-up, spits back. Filtered in, clogged up in the corner, out to the left point, Federley all the way across. The shot, Johnson save by McClendon. Popped in the air, Stiles gloves it, Ruiz pries it free, attempts to clear, and Ratcliffe cannot. Federley kept it in. Behind the net, Graham wraparound off the skate of LaBelle and wide. Hat-Trick send it all the way down, the net is empty, rolling puck, it's an ice. Cooper is on the bench. Prowlers with 6 skaters. Scantlebury, Sim, Stiles, Federley, Graham, and Johnson. Hat-Tricks have Ruiz, Ratcliffe, Bedard, Rocky, and LaBelle. Under a minute to go. 1-goal Hat-Tricks lead. Prowlers win the draw again. Johnson, right point, shoots, flutters wide. Picked up Ratcliffe at the line. Federley kept it. Ratcliffe comes away. He's got the open net. He shoots, deflected by Johnson and wide. Ratcliffe had 2 game winners against the Prowlers last year. 1 in overtime, 1 in the shootout. Off the stick of Gonzalez. He knocks him off the puck. Available near corner. To the back with 25. Point shot, deflected wide. Frazee. Off the boards. LaBelle takes it, angles it for the empty net, just wide. And an icing with exactly 16 seconds to go in regulation. coming down to the wire. Remember last year, Port Huron, a pesty team, did not go away lightly despite the Hat-Tricks winning 4 of the 5 matchups. Off the draw, it comes to Federley. Across the one-timer, skied it into the netting. Oh, that looked eerily similar to the opening period when Federley had it right in the slot. This time he doesn't shoot. Gave it off for Johnson, who got underneath it, and now we got pushing and shoving. Frolov went down. Johnson's trying to get after Frolov in the near corner. And what do we have? It's a penalty on Johnson. Undisciplined play by Alex Johnson, roughing. Had the glove in the face of Frolov. And now Danbury with the power play, and Cooper back in the net. Just have to salt away 10 seconds. It's 10.8 to be exact. Off the face-off. It's kicked free for Scantlebury, 5 seconds. Drop for Frazee, his shot fought off the end boards, and that is it. The Hat-Tricks hold on and beat the Prowlers 5-4 in the first game of the weekend set here in Port Huron. A complete team effort. Frankie McClendon with his first win of the season, and this his second start. Made 33 saves on 37 shots. Dustin Henning with a goal against his former team. And the game winner, Gleb Van Durken, 5 minutes into the third. Alexander Gamzatov and Jeremy Rocky with the helpers. And the Hat-Tricks pick up win number 3 in November. And points 15, 16, and 17 on the year. Just one away from the Prowlers for third place in the division. Now, unfortunately for the Hat-Tricks power play, the end of the game there doesn't help the numbers with the penalty to Johnson, but I bet you they'll take 3 points over a 0.1% on a power play. Great start to the weekend here in Michigan. Danbury set the tone from the jump. Connor Woolley, 145 in on the giveaway from Cooper, who is making his first start here in Port Huron. Jitters early, Hat-Tricks capitalize, but Port Huron came storming back. Joel Frazee had a short stint with Danbury last year, was acquired from Blue Ridge earlier on this season. Scored a power play goal at 4:30 to tie the game. Austin Federley at 8:27 gave Port Huron its only lead of the game, 2-1. And then Danbury with 4 of the next 6 goals. Frolov on the power play tied it at 2. Ruiz and Ratcliffe are credited with the assist. It was LaBelle's shot that was deflected by Frolov, so that will probably be changed. It should be Frolov from LaBelle and Ruiz at 11:20. Anyway, Woolley 15 seconds later gave Danbury a 1-goal lead for the second time. Zinchenko and Rocky, the helpers. 2 more goals in that second. Stiles from Vaughan at 6:56, but Henning, for the 3rd time in the game, put Danbury in front by 1. Frolov and Vasiliev with the assists. First point for Alexander Vasiliev with the hat tricks and the first goal for Dustin Henning this season with Danbury. Had one last year in 22 games with the hat tricks. So the hat tricks entered the final period up 4-3, but 29 seconds in, Tucker Scantlebury crashed into the net, knocked Frankie McClendon off his skates. The puck went right through the wickets to tie the game. But Gleb Van Durken, the game winner, 5 minutes into the third from Gamzatov and Rocky. And that's how the game ends. And the hat tricks pick up 3 crucial points in an Empire Division showdown. Shots finish off 35-32 in favor of Danbury. They win the opening game of the weekend, and the fun part about it, we get to come back and do it all again tomorrow night here at McMorran Arena in Port Huron, Michigan. I'll have the call for you starting around 7 o'clock tomorrow as Danbury looks to string together wins for the first time this season. They have not had a win streak yet. This is the perfect opportunity to do it, and also start off this 4-game Michigan stretch with 2 wins. Tomorrow we'll be telling, not sure who will start. McClendon with his first win of the year and his second start. And the hat tricks get the job done on Black Friday. All right, one final time. The hat tricks come away with it 5-4, hanging on in that third period. Frankie McClendon with the game-saving stop late. Prowlers on the power play in tight. And he got the blocker out there and made the save of the season to preserve a 5-4 lead and eventually a 5-4 win for the hat tricks. For everyone working hard behind the scenes, I am Doug Latuca saying have a great rest of your night, Hat Tricks fans. We'll do it again tomorrow, 7 o'clock, right here on the Hat Tricks Digital Network. We'll talk again after the Hat Tricks win it 5-4.